It started almost 2 weeks ago when this little thistle popped up in the lawn. Quote, spoke to a prominent D.C. insider today who told me there are several women prepared to make credible allegations against dirty cop Robert Mueller. A couple weeks ago, and then we got another one really early this morning. Quote, several media sources tell me that a scandalous story about Robert Mueller is breaking tomorrow. Should be interesting. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Those tweets, both of them are from a guy you have never heard of, who is a right-wing pro-Trump Twitter personality, to the extent that he's known at all in pro-Trump Twitter circles. Is there a thing? This is a guy who's known for spreading pro-Trump conspiracy theories. And there he was in the early hours of the morning today, hyping what he says is a scandal about Robert Mueller, a whole different kind of scandal that's due to hit tomorrow. He went on to brag to the Daily Beast about his friend, Jack Burkman, who is a controversial right-wing D.C. lobbyist and radio host, who, among other things, is also known for spreading pro-Trump conspiracy theories. You might remember when he tried to hold a fundraiser for Rick Gates, the Trump deputy campaign manager, earlier this past year, while Gates was on house arrest. It resulted in Gates getting in a lot of trouble with the judge in his case. But in any case, this Twitter guy, the pro-Trump Twitter guy, said this whole scandal about Mueller was about to be revealed because his friend, Jack Burkman, had hired an intelligence firm, a firm called Surefire Intelligence, to assist with his investigation into Special Counsel Robert Mueller's scary, scary past. And then Jack Burkman himself said he was ready, almost ready, to reveal the terrible news that he had discovered. Quote, on Thursday, November 1st, at the Rosslyn Holiday Inn at noon, we will reveal the first of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's sex assault victims. Because you can always fit more conspiracy nonsense on the head of a pin. The right-wing website Gateway Pundit, where the pro-Trump Twitter guy is a writer, that website then posted online that they had obtained a physical document of some kind that detailed these supposed accusations against Robert Mueller. And they did post what looks like a document. And it's complete with redactions, mysterious redactions. And then this is the header on the document, International Private Intelligence. Quote, investigation of sexual misconduct accusation against Robert S. Mueller III. And at the bottom it says confidential raw intelligence document. It's all very weird, all very weird. Turns out when I said this was about a pro-Trump Twitter personality you'd never heard of, turns out the whole secret intelligence firm behind this dossier of terrible dirt about Robert Mueller that's going to be revealed at a Holiday Inn later this week, turns out that secret intelligence firm is his mom. Story gets better from there. That's next. Stay with us. Sort of a strange thing happened today. Reporters started talking openly about the fact that they'd all been contacted over the past couple of weeks by a woman who said that she had been contacted by someone with a firm called Surefire Intelligence. Surefire Intelligence was offering money to this woman in exchange for her making a false claim against Special Counsel Robert Mueller. She said the person who contacted her offered to pay off all of her credit card debt plus give her an additional $20,000 in exchange for her signing a false affidavit claiming that Robert Mueller at one point sexually harassed her. Now, the man from this supposed intelligence firm, this Surefire Intelligence, claimed that he had been hired by a prominent right-wing D.C. lobbyist and conspiracy theorist named Jack Burkman. That claim was made in the offer to this woman that she should fill out this false affidavit. Now, the woman who ended up telling reporters about this offer to smear Robert Mueller for money, she apparently was not the only one. There's another woman named Jennifer Taub, who's an associate professor at Vermont Law School. She was also contacted by that same supposed intelligence firm, by Surefire Intelligence. They contacted her over email. And this person, supposedly from this intelligence firm, asked her about her past encounters with Robert Mueller. The person also offered to compensate her, quote, at whatever rate you see fit. Here's the thing. This Vermont law professor who got this offer, hey, I'll pay you if you want to talk to me about your encounters with Robert Mueller, that woman has never met Robert Mueller. She doesn't know him. She's never met him. She doesn't know what any of this is about. Upon receiving that email offering her money to talk about her Robert Mueller encounters, She did what is probably the smart thing. She sent it on to Robert Mueller. She sent it to the special counsel's office so they didn't at least know this was happening. Ultimately, what we've seen over the course of today is that reporters have started to dig into surefire intelligence and this guy who supposedly had been hired to look into Robert Mueller's supposed past. Now, I mentioned a moment ago that the person hyping that a big scandal was about to break concerning Robert Mueller is sort of a little-known pro-Trump Twitter personality. He's a guy named Jacob Wall. That's who's been saying, hey, this lobbyist is about to break this big scandal about Robert Mueller here. He's hired an intelligence firm, and that intelligence firm has done an investigation and found out this terrible thing about Robert Mueller. Well, when you look into the intelligence firm here, it appears that the managing partner from this intelligence firm is, in fact, that pro-Trump Twitter kid who's been saying this big scandal is about to break. The top image that is backlit on the Surefire Intelligence website is Matthew Cohen. That's his LinkedIn picture. The other pictures, which match it exactly, are this pro-Trump Twitter kid, Jacob Wall. It also appears that a number of people who supposedly work at this Surefire Intelligence agency are just fake headshots or stock photos or supermodels. For example, the man who supposedly contacted Professor Jennifer Taub, Simon Frick from Surefire, he looks an awful lot like the actor Christopher Waltz, the guy from Inglourious Bastards. Wow, what are the odds? So Jacob Wall, the guy who has been hyping that this Robert Mueller scandal is about to break, he declined to comment to NBC about his own involvement with this, what appears to be fake intelligence firm, Surefire Intelligence. When NBC looked into it, though, NBC discovered that Jacob Wall's own email is listed in the domain records for Surefire's website. And my favorite part of the story, it turns out when you call Surefire Intelligence, those calls go to a voicemail message that links to another phone number, and that phone number belongs to Jacob Wall's mom. And maybe his mom is an awesome super spy, but I should also tell you that the dossier, right, about Mueller, stamped International Private Intelligence, it's no longer online. Now, when you go to that website, it says, quote, we took the documents down and we are currently investigating these accusations. There are also very serious allegations against Jacob Wall. We are looking into this. And then, quote, update, we spoke with Jacob and we are interviewing him tomorrow. We will post the interview. So the place where Jacob Wall works is now going to try to milk this for another couple of days. The one serious place this thing lands is that Robert Mueller and the special counsel's office has now referred this matter to the FBI for investigation. From the spokesman to the special counsel, who never says anything, quote, when we learned last week of allegations that women were offered money to make false claims about the special counsel, we immediately referred the matter to the FBI for investigation. Joining us now is NBC News tech and media reporter Ben Collins, who reported this out today. Ben, it's great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
This is super weird.
It is.
The thing that we all first learned about this was that the special counsel's office had referred this for investigation to the FBI, and it was like, whoa. First of all, the special counsel's office speaks. Second of all, they've referred it to the FBI for investigation. It must be a serious matter.
Yeah, hypothetically.
Then.
Oh, and then the world happened, right?
Yeah.
We saw what was going on. So the very first thing you do is you make a phone call as a reporter. We called Surefire on the phone number listed on its website, and the phone number redirected to this other phone number. We looked up that phone number, and again, it went to his mom's phone number. Again, it could be a family plan, whatever.
Right.
We don't want to blame her necessarily.
What intelligence firm doesn't run
right,
that
and
way?
we don't want to implicate people in their son's weird misdeeds that they do all the time.
I'm sure she's delighted to find out that he's used her number for this.
Super pumped. And he's gotten her into some schemes in the past, too, because he used to be a hedge fund manager, even though he's like 22 years old. It's a very long, weird story, but trusting Jacob Wall to begin with, if you're a person on the internet who follows Donald Trump, is probably not a great idea.
It does appear that this is an effort. The way that Mr. Wall's employer, this conservative website, which is definitely a conspiracy theory promoting
100%.
pro-Trump website, 100%. They're also in this media environment and in this Republican politics environment, they tend to be sort of influential. They start conspiracy theories that other people on the right tend to run with.
Yeah.
To the extent that this is happening 1 week before the election, it does appear to be an effort on the far right to launch some sort of October surprise scandal about Robert Mueller.
Yeah.
And the question is whether or not it's going to be seen as a scandal about these guys who are trying to do it, or whether it will get any traction.
Well, it was so transparently bad from the get-go. Again, the fake celebrities and things like that. The other thing is Jacob is known for this sort of thing. Last week he was pushing the migrant caravan conspiracy, and you saw what that leads to this weekend, right? So, and Gateway Pundit has been down this path millions of times before. There have been trial balloons in the past about, fake allegations that, these people have picked up in the past too. So, look, thankfully, I think the media did its job here. We did what we needed to do from the outset to really to get the actual reality of the information out there before he launched this whole thing. It was a ploy from him to see how far the believe any woman thing would happen, and it's transparent. And again, I cover crooked, weird stuff all the time. Like this is like the most transparently bad thing I've seen in a very long time.
And do you think that because the special counsel's office has referred it to the FBI for investigation, is this the sort of thing where there's potentially criminal liability here in terms of what they've been trying to do?
You'd figure he smeared somebody in public on purpose.
Yeah.
He fabricated documents. And the other thing is, so Robert Mueller was supposed to have committed this assault on a specific day in 2010. He was in jury duty. We knew where he was. So,
literally that day, from the specific accusation,
from the
he's known
specific
to have been in
accusation,
jury duty?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not a guy who can tell you if lying this badly is a crime, but if it is, it's the death penalty.
Ben Collins,
Yeah.
NBC News reporter, really appreciate you helping
Sure,
us.
absolutely. Thank you.
Much appreciated. All right, much more ahead. Stay with us.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.